Through hole repaired with a rivet. What the back of the board looked like before I repaired all of these hacks. Leaky cap corrosion. All of that prior hackage and leaky battery damage cleaned up, the board's washed up, and now drying in the St. Louis sun. The dual H motor drive board as found in Corvette and Roadshow being tested. An entire set of boards from a Corvette. And this is what I'd expect on boot, since it's not in an actual Corvette. I had already repaired this 10 opto board and this dual H drive motor board, which were horribly hacked. The rest of the board set for a Corvette I can't really test. This is the master driver board and this is the slave driver board. Now the slave driver board, I did repair some quite heinous hacks to the tip 102 installation, and I did recap the entire board. So the CPU has booted and we are in attract mode, so let's test every function of this system. I'll fix that time and date not set later. Let's do tests, switch tests, and it'd be nice if I connected the switch matrix up. So let's do that. All right, there we go. Switch matrix is operational. Here's some extra switches that we can test also. And the flipper switches. Now the orange one didn't fire because Corvette only has 3 flippers and it uses that orange flipper circuit for something else, which I think is going to become apparent here. Solenoid test. Make it walk through each of the solenoids. One of these is not used. Solenoid 6 is not used. There was the, that's where it became apparent that one of those coil flashers is actually coming from, or coil circuits. Is actually driven from the Fliptronics board. Lamps and flashers. Working 100%. I did do a partial high voltage rebuild on the DMD controller, and we can go run through the test. And all I'm doing is holding down the advance button. And we're looking for RAM test OK. Bingo. On the DCS soundboard, there are 6 1 microfarad caps. I've replaced all of those. 2 of these, at least 2 of these, are in line with the audio circuit, so they can fail and you'll lose one or both channels. I replace these 10K power filter caps, so this DCS soundboard is going to sound as good as it can. There are 2 ceramic caps that Service Bulletin suggests clipping, C45, and there's one under here, I think it's C37, yeah. So I've clipped those off. On a Fliptronics board, just replace the filter cap, the input filter cap. On the MPU board, I have installed a lower voltage reset generator, replace the C31 filter cap. This header, driver board got the usual power input and header replacement. This one had some hack on each of these bridge rectifiers, so I've replaced those. They were functional, they were just hackish, and my rule of thumb is if I would allow that on my game, then I can allow it on a customer's game, and the same way the other way around. I wouldn't want that on my game, so I don't want it on a customer's game. I replaced C5 and C11, C4 and C2, which leaks sometimes. So this baby is good to go. I'm hoping that when he fires this thing up that the ZR1 Corvette thing does its dancing. I rolled in a picture of myself with the designer of the game, George, and we were joking about that implementation where he said a buddy from college designed this whole Rube Goldberg thing. Anyway, thank you so much for sending this entire board set.